Yo, what's up guys? Ethan here back with another video. In today's video, we're going to be predicting all college game day locations. If you for some reason don't know what college game day is, it's basically the best college football show ever created, and it's basically the 3 hours before the first games kick off on college game day. And every single week they go to a certain school or location. We have 2 neutral site games, so that's a spoiler. There's 13 weeks, so we have 13 locations. So the locations on here are not going to be the best game during that week. So one week you may say, okay, this is the second or third game, but why not go to the first game? It's basically a mix between they already been to that location, or they want to go to a new location to mix things up. And also throughout this, I have a total of 7 notable games that they could go to. So I'm not going to have them for every single week. There's one that has 2 games. But yeah, personally also, I think this is one of my best thumbnails I've ever made. In the comment section below, do you like the thumbnail? Without any more interruptions, let's get straight into this video. So here's the weeks 1 through 6. Week 1, they'll go to Arlington, Texas to basically be there for USC versus Alabama. Personally, I think they would go to North Carolina at UCF only if that was a Saturday game. Sadly, it is a Friday game. But so besides that, there's no good games on that week. I know last year they like on the first initial day on a Thursday, they went to Clemson, and then that Saturday they went to Arlington for Oregon versus Auburn. I don't think they're going to be doing that again this year, but I do think week 0, if somehow the coronavirus thing gets all settled, week 0 technically they will be going to Dublin, Ireland for Notre Dame versus Navy. I do think they would go, but I really doubt it because of this coronavirus situation. And basically, maybe even half of these won't be able to happen because of the coronavirus. But assuming that we are allowed to go to American locations, I think week 1 will be a neutral site game, USC versus Alabama. And if that North Carolina game was actually available, I think they would rather go to Orlando. But since this is probably easily the best game. Week 2, it is Ohio State at Oregon, and this is probably the best non-conference game all year. I could see them going to Oklahoma for Tennessee at Oklahoma, but I personally think if they are able to go to Ohio State at Oregon, they will be going to that game. But the Oregon governor said there's not going to be mass gatherings until October, which I think is stupid. You can't be predicting that far when they said that late April, early May. That's just stupid. But if they reconsider, this will easily be the location for game day. But if not, I think we'll be going to Tennessee at Oklahoma. Week 3, I think this is not a surprise here. Georgia at Alabama. One of, if not the most important SEC games all year. Every time these teams battled in recent memory, it has been in either Atlanta or Athens. Actually, yeah, Atlanta. This year it's in Tuscaloosa. I'm not going to say who wins. I already did it in both my predictions, but this is easily the game they would be going to. Week 4, this could be a surprise. Week 4, most of the games are either on a Friday or there's no good games. They're going to be going to Utah at Cal. The other game I have is Arizona at USC, but I think they'll choose Utah at Cal because they've never been to Cal before. So this will be the first time ever Game Day will be traveling up to Berkeley, California, and have a game there or a show there. I personally think that Cal can only have one. I think Cal will either be 500% or above 500 at this point. And Utah, even though they lost talent, they could potentially be undefeated at this point. So depending if the Pac-12 in the top 25 goes with the Pac-12's favor, personally, I would not be surprised if this is a top 25 matchup for both teams. And with that reoccurring thing on they are liking to go to new locations, I think this is the perfect time to go to Cal for the first time. Also, I think Cal is going to be an underrated team in the Pac-12 this year. Week 5, it's the second and last neutral site game as you will be going to Green Bay, Wisconsin for Wisconsin versus Notre Dame. Notre Dame, this is probably the last time you would really be going there, which that does spoil something later. But there's really nothing week 5 at least. Also for week 4, like I said, Arizona at USC could be a possibility. During week 5, I think without a doubt, this has got to be the game. Wisconsin versus Notre Dame. And if I'm not mistaken, it would be the first time you ever go to Green Bay. And week 6, this also could be a surprise. I have you going to Iowa at Oklahoma State. Now, the two other games I could potentially see you guys going to is Virginia Tech at North Carolina or LSU at Florida. Personally, I do not see you going to Virginia Tech, North Carolina, unless it's going to be a 5-1 and 6-0 game or somewhere around there. I think Gameday is going to really try to go to Stillwater, Oklahoma this year because Oklahoma State is going to be a really good team this year. And actually, a spoiler, this is the last and only time you'll be going to a Big 12 location this year. So I do think Iowa State's going to be a good team, and definitely Oklahoma, you're going to go to this game. I also don't think it's going to be LSU Florida because you have so many SEC games, and I think you went to this game for the past few years anyway, so this is going to switch things up. And week 7, you will be going to Michigan at Minnesota. Last year you went to Minnesota for the first time, and Minnesota had a fantastic year, and Minnesota could even have a better year this year. Michigan, I do think, is not going to be as good, but they're still going to be a good team this year. And last year when you went to Minnesota, it was amazing. I mean, amazing. That was for the home game versus Wisconsin. But I do think you'll go here to week 7 at Minnesota, and yeah, week 8. I think without a doubt you're going to be going to this game again. Ohio State at Penn State, the whiteout game. I really don't think that you would not go to this game on week 8 because it's just a big rivalry nowadays. So I think you'll go this I can't speak right now. For this game, week 8. Week 9. Not really the best games this week, I'll be honest. But I think you go to Cincinnati because I was looking up a little bit. There's really no plain out answer if you ever went to Cincinnati. I do think this would be the first time you ever go to Cincinnati. So this is the second time this year you're going to be going to a new location. If we're being honest, this could be one of the top games in the American this year. Memphis is going to be a really good team, and Cincinnati is going to be a really good team. But besides UCF, these are probably going to be the top teams in the American upcoming next year. And why not go here for week 9 and get this battle? But another game I could see you going to this week is Virginia Tech at Louisville. But I do think this game is going to be have higher stakes, and will be more important at the end. Week 10, man, this was the super tough choice. I ended up choosing Alabama at LSU just because on how last year went and how big of a rivalry this is. But I was so close on choosing Clemson at Notre Dame. I personally think that game will be one of the best games this year, but Alabama at LSU could also be like that. So you're going to be going to LSU this year, but do not be surprised if you go to Clemson Notre Dame. My bad. Week 11. There is 2 games that I can see you going to. I ended up choosing Miami at Virginia Tech. If you saw Get Up like a year ago, Reese Davis, the one of the main hosts on Gameday, said that Virginia Tech is the best location he's ever been to. This is another game that could decide the division, and this is the third time we talked about it. It was Virginia Tech at North Carolina, week 6, and then you have Virginia Tech at Louisville for week 9, and now you actually get a good Virginia Tech game, Miami at Virginia Tech. In my personal opinion, no matter what, I think one of the locations Virginia Tech will be playing in a game. That's just my personal opinion, and you end up going to this game. Week 12, my bad. Also for week 11, the game that you could go to is Tennessee at Georgia, but I do think since if you look at week 12, you don't want to go to 3 straight SEC locations. Week 12, you have LSU at Auburn, and personally, I was trying to figure out, I don't want to do this game because they seem like they always do SEC, and I just want to switch it up. There's really no good games this week, and this is the plain out obvious best game to go to. So you go to Alabama, Auburn, Alabama. And week 13, it's rivalry week, and there is tons of good games on Friday, but Saturday, there's not really that much. You do have Auburn at Alabama, but I don't think you're going to be going to that game, Alabama, twice this year. So I ended up choosing Michigan at Ohio State, the game. This is the third time Ohio State's on here. Alabama's been on here 3 times as well. But Ohio State, it's just a great game, and it seems like everybody likes going to this game on game day, so they go here. Another thing that may be surprising you, Clemson has not made an appearance this year. Week 13, I could potentially see South Carolina at Clemson this week. Also, Kentucky at Louisville. But Kentucky and Louisville, I don't think that's going to be a high-stake game. It's just going to be a good game. I do think both teams could be ranked, but it's not going to have enough importance. And Clemson at South Carolina, unless South Carolina somehow does good this year, I personally think they would only go to that game, so they actually go to Clemson for once. But I think you go to Columbus on week 9, and I'm assuming for the bowl week, you would either go to the Big Ten Championship or the SEC Championship, and there. So that is my predictions for the College Game Day location predictions. In the comment section below, what games should be on the list and what games actually surprised you. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, share, subscribe, and like always, have a good day. Peace out.